Hi guys, it is breakfast time, and if you have been hanging around this channel long enough, you will know one of my most popular recipes is hole-in-the-bread eggs. Well, these breakfast egg cups are here to give them competition. They are so delicious. You've got a little bit of toast, you've got bacon, you've got eggs, and a little spinach and goat's cheese hit at the bottom. They're going to be delicious. And they start off by frying some bacon in a pan. And what good recipe does not start with frying bacon in a pan? So, a little bit of oil, which I have here. I've got some smoked streaky bacon. These go into the frying pan and they're gonna fry off until they're nice and cooked through. You don't want them to be extra crispy because otherwise they're just gonna not be able to be molded into our breakfast cups. So, for the base of this, we have some sourdough toast, and all I'm doing is using a little cutter like this. If you don't have one of these, use a glass or something that will cut a small shape. And we're just gonna cut little circles of these beautiful pieces of bread and then shovel them into this little muffin tin. Now, I've greased these muffin tins, and it is important you do that because otherwise you won't get your egg parcels out. But these little parcels are gonna be so delicious when you get in there. Now, it does look like you are left with a whole heap of wasted bread, but you know what? If you love hole-in-the-bread eggs, this is the perfect thing to make them in. So I'm gonna leave these aside and I'm gonna make up some hole-in-the-bread eggs later. And if you want that recipe, click it. It will be on the screen right now. Now, I've got all my bread. You do wanna press these down. Don't be too, concerned about making them look pretty. You wanna press them down so they're nice and tightly compact in these muffin trays. I'm gonna check on my bacon again. We've got beautiful bacon, we have our bread, discs, and now it is time for some spinach. Now this is a super quick tip if you need to cook spinach super quick. So pour over some boiling water, and you'll notice that this wilts down really, really quickly. You're gonna sit it for about 1 minute or two, just get a wooden spoon in there and toss it through that boiling water. And essentially, spinach just cooks so quickly, especially if it's baby spinach like this. Straight into a colander. So just press out any of that excess water. So, we've got spinach, I think we've got everything. Oh, and we do need some goat's cheese. This is just any old goat's cheese will do. You don't have to use goat's cheese if you don't want to. I think it gives that lovely sort of earthy, grassy taste. So, I'm gonna grab up some of this bacon. What you wanna do is drape this around the sides. Do be generous with the bacon. Make sure you get a nice border all the way around, and it is important that you have something that's gonna stop the egg from flowing all the way over. Now, you don't have to be too specific about this because remember, once you crack that egg in there, it's going to glue everything together. So a tiny touch of spinach in each little parcel. Once you have the bacon and the bread there, your combinations, your flavor combinations are totally up to you. You could go in there with some chorizo and basil. You could make it a sort of a quiche if you wanted to make a quiche filling. There's lots of options. You could even add some sausages in there if you want the full Irish breakfast. Delicious. Now, let's get a little bit of that goat's cheese going in on the other side. Okay, they are looking pretty good right now, and now it's time for our egg babies. So, crack them straight in. I've got some free-range eggs going just over the top. Do be careful, and actually a good tip is to make sure that there's nice little bits of space so it's not completely like a block in there, so that the egg white can get in and around and bring everything together. So this is looking really good. I'm gonna wipe my hands clean, and at this point now, the last thing we've gotta do is stick a tiny touch of ground black pepper just over the top. These now go into the oven at 190 degrees for 10 minutes. The eggs have come out of the oven. I've let them cool ever so slightly just before you can take them out. And once they're ready, you lift them up, place them on a plate, and I also have some roasted cherry tomatoes. These have just gone into the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. I've cooked them with a little bit of olive oil, some sea salt, and some black pepper, and you have the most perfect breakfast with your breakfast egg, with all that crispy bacon, those beautiful tomatoes, and then just some bread on the side to dip into that lovely yellow. Now, I'm pretty sure you can agree it does look good enough to eat. So I'm gonna grab a knife and fork, and we have to try some. I love the fact that when you get these out of the oven, you've got that little cup going on with the crispy bacon, and look at that juicy yolk, perfectly baked, crispy bacon. And I think that little addition of tomato on the side is gonna really work. So a little bit of tomato in there as well. You know what? That really works. You've got the goat's cheese running through there. You've got that beautiful yolk. which is runny and creamy, crispy bacon around the side, and those sweet tomatoes. It's the perfect little breakfast. I hope that you're going to give these breakfast egg cups a try. They're so simple to make at home, and if you want the recipe, you can check it out in the box below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for lots more delicious egg recipes, and of course, leave me a comment in the box below letting me know if you're going to try these delicious little egg cups. Until then, my friends, goodbye.